Katerina, welcome back. Thanks for coming in for your training session today.
That's alright.
So I'll try and get this done nice and quickly because I've only got an hour before you have to start work again. So what we're basically going to do today is your training on Gmail. So what this is going to involve, I'm going to start off with a observation. So I'm just going to let you go about your business, looking through your emails and working through on Gmail. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what I'm going to do is come back. I'm going to take you through the basics on how to use Gmail. So how to write emails, how to send them, how to record them, etc. And we're going to go through predominantly how to receive and forward emails on, as well as responding to the client, using the structure that you have in place here. And then we're going to see how you go from there.
Okay.
Right, how's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, just to start off before we do, just go through some housekeeping. Okay, so fire exits are at the back of the building. Okay, you've got a clear path out there. Make sure you're comfortable for the session.
Yep, I'm good.
And we've got toilets just to the left, okay? Happy with all that?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so what I'll do, I'll just get you set up on the Gmail. So we have got it here. So if you can just have a look through some of your emails. And I just want you to go about what you would do at work, okay? So I can pick up where you're struggling and where I can help you.
Okay. Okay, so if I wanted to CC in someone, how do I go about doing that?
Okay. What we can do, I've got a good idea now, sort of where you're at. You seem to know your way around fairly well. I think it's just getting into sort of some of the more workings of it.
Okay.
All right. So what I've done is I've actually put together a presentation. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look through the presentation, and then we're going to keep linking it back to your Gmail. So that way you can, as we go through, you can practice as we learn.
Cool.
All right. And then we'll bring it all back together at the end. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get up the presentation for you. Okay. What I've tried to do here is just keep it nice and basic, and just so it's easy to go and it'll be easier for you to use. Okay. What I can do is also I can give you this PowerPoint so you can refer back to it at any time.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. So starting off, we're going to go with sending emails. Okay, so you're going to have to do this obviously as a big part of your work, replying to your clients, etc. So easiest way to do it is going through, opening up your Gmail. Okay, so this is just on your desktop screen, so it's nice and easy link, logging in. So from there, in the top left corner, we have a click compose, okay? So compose will allow you to bring up a fresh email. Okay, from there, you can compose your email to send on. So in the to field, you add who you want to send it directly to. Okay, so this will be your clients, your colleagues, whoever you are directing the email at, and then it links onto what you were saying about the recipients that you want to include but not directly. So you've got two options there. You've got the CC option and the BCC. Okay, BCC is just a blind copy. So with a blind copy, the person will receive the email, but others will not see that they've received it. Okay, so you can add someone in without everyone else knowing they're added into the email. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas a CC, they will all see who's included. Perfect. Okay, following on from once you've decided who you're sending it to, you add in the subject. So that's just a simple line to give indication of what the email is referring to. And then you'll write your message in, and at the bottom of the page, send. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start to refer back now. So from there, we're going to go back to our Gmail account. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is use that, what we've just gone through, to write an email. Okay?
To anyone in particular?
If you want to send, if you send it to me. Okay. Fit.
So if I CC.
That's it. So you've got a
What have I done that one?
person and a CC. No, that's fine. That's all right. That's it. Now you put in your subject. That's it. And now we're getting to the bulk of the letter. And then what we generally do is you'll sign off with your signature. And then you've got send at the bottom. Okay? Perfect. So what you will also be able to see on the bottom of the emails is there are different options that you can add into it. So you've got formatting options, so you can change how the writing style, the layout, etc. The main one is probably the attaching files to it. So if you need to send anything off with the email, you will click on attach files, and then that will take you to your library where you can then find the document you wish and attach it to it. Okay. There are also other views, so you can insert a link or other bits like that. Okay. So that's sending an email. How do you feel about doing that part of it?
Yeah, fine. I would like to just run through attaching a file just to make sure that's okay, because obviously that's one of the bulk things. I probably will be attaching a lot of files.
Yeah.
Is that alright?
Yeah, of course. Let's do this now.
So then you just pick the file.
Yeah,
so you pick this one.
That's it. And then what you'll notice is a start coming up, and then when it's attached, it will be present on the page, and it will tell you the size of the file as well.
Okay.
Yes, you've done that correct, yes.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, good. So does it automatically save into drafts if you don't send it?
Yeah, so if you don't send it, it will save itself.
Okay.
Or alternatively, you can save it. Okay, so if you know you're not going to be able to finish it, you can save it and then come back to it.
Right.
Okay, and then that'll be ready to pick up from where you left off next time. Alright, so that's sending emails. What we're going to do now is go back to our presentation, and we'll go on to our next step. Okay, so recalling an email. For this, what you need to do is turn on undo send. Okay, this is an option in Gmail. So open your Gmail account. In the top right corner, you have to click settings. In the undo send section, check the box next to enable undo send. And in the send cancellation period, set the amount of time you want to decide to unsend an email. Okay, and then at the bottom of the page, click save. Okay, that sounds a bit complicated to start with. So what we're going to do, we're going to run through it together. Okay, so we're going to have these side by side so we can see what we're doing as we go through it.
So when you say about recalling an email, do you mean like, so if you sent email that you didn't mean to send, you can get it back and the person won't have received it?
Yes, that's correct.
But what if they open it straight away?
So you'll get a report, and then that will be
Right, okay. So there's obviously a time period.
Yes, correct. Okay, so we've got Gmail open now. If you want to follow the steps that we went through. So we're looking for the settings in the top right hand corner. If you just want to drag that across. There we go. Okay, settings.
Oh, sorry. That's my fault.
And then we've got undo send. Okay, so we have a cancellation period. So these are generally for if you've sent something by mistake. Okay.
Oh, so you only get 30 seconds.
Yeah, so these are really short. So it's in terms of if you've not finished the email but you've pressed send accidentally, you can recall it to then finish it.
Rather than like 5 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it can't recall it back after sort of a long period. It's just an immediate reaction to accidentally sending it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then if you want to go on to the next step.
Period. Section set the amount of time. Yep. At the bottom of the page, click save changes.
Okay, so now that means that within 30 seconds of sending any email, you will have a chance to recall it. Okay, so if you ever make a mistake, you've got a bit of time. Perfect. Okay, next stage, what we're going on to. Okay, let me just drag this up for us. Okay, so following on from recalling an email, after you turn on the undo send, you can cancel sending an email. Okay, so after you send the email, it will come up with an option in order to recall it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to actually do that now. We're going to send the email, and then we're going to see if we can recall it before it goes through. Okay, so if you want to go back onto your account, so from the first slide, we're going to compose an email.
Let's do.
Perfect. So if you stop there, so that's halfway through a message. Okay, so now what we want to do is accidentally send it.
Oh god.
And then we've got an option to undo. So that just pops up at the bottom, and that will give you a 30-second window, and it's your email's now come back up.
That is so good.
Okay, so this is quite a good function, especially if you're emailing anyone in a professional manner, and you accidentally make a mistake. It gives you a chance to recall that, so they don't get to see it, and it gives you a second chance at sending that email.
That's so good.
Yeah. Okay, right, we can get rid of that now then. Okay, we'll go back to the presentation. How's this all going with you? Just want to make sure it's not too much.
No, it's good. It's really good. I'm learning a lot.
Perfect, that's what I like to hear. Okay, so replying to an email now. So again, part of your job position, you receive in emails, you have to respond to the clients that are emailing you, and then you have to forward on that information to the correct person. Okay, so what we're going to first go through is now replying to the email itself. Okay, so for this, we're going to look into the emails you've got, okay, and we're going to respond to one. Okay, so what we're going to do, because we've got that undo send option, we can do it to anyone, and we've got that chance to bring it back, so it's not actually going to send to it.
Okay, cool.
But it's, you can run through it as if you are replying to them. Okay, so if you want to go back to your Gmail account and now open an email. Okay, so you've selected this one. So you've got the bulk of your email here. So what we want to do is now respond to this email. Okay, so if you want to take it away.
You haven't told me how to do it.
Oh, okay. We'll go through the slide. We've got the slide up here. Okay, so you've opened the Gmail. We've opened the email that you wish to reply to.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the top right hand corner, there'll be an arrow pointing to the left. So this arrow suggests replying to an email. Okay, so it'll give you a few options within that as well. So it'll be reply all if there's several people included in it.
Okay, yeah.
Or there could also be an arrow pointing to the right, which is a forwarding option. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just reply to one person. Okay, so if you want to go back onto that email.
So this arrow?
Yep, that's correct.
Yes, reply.
Okay, so now at the bottom of the email, you've got your option to reply. Okay, so you can still scroll up and use that email as reference, so you know what you're responding
to.
to.
Because some of the emails are pop into another window.
Exactly, yeah. So this is a good function that you can still relay to that email.
So then if we click send and then we don't want it to send, so we can undo. Perfect.
Okay, and how did you find that?
Yeah, that's really simple. But I did see as well that if we, so can you use this here, this one down here as well?
Yeah, exactly. So
say if you've got to like the bottom, you can then just go reply there.
Yeah,
as well.
so you've got the option to reply and forward from that point as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, make sense?
Perfect.
All right. So let's go back to our presentation. Okay, so the final step, forwarding in an email. Okay, so you've received your email, you've seen what it's about, you've responded, okay, and now we're going to forward that email you've responded to the appropriate person in your building.
Right, okay.
Okay, so this is a vital part, so we know that it's going to the right person who can deal with their questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so in order to do this, we're going to open up your Gmail account, or you can continue to have it open. Open up the email that you wish to forward. So you've responded to it, and now it's your chance to forward it. So, like I said, in the top left corner, in top right corner, there's an arrow pointing to the left. Okay, next to it, it will be a drop-down arrow. Okay, we're going to click on that. A menu will appear, and there'll be the forwarding option. Okay, alternatively, like we saw before, at the bottom of the screen, there's also a forwarding option there, so you can use either one. They do the same thing. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to insert the email address that we want to send it to, and we're going to forward it to them.
Okay. Are we actually forwarding it?
Yep. So we'll forward it now. Okay.
So we're not undoing it.
No, we're going to send it through. Okay. So if you can see the drop-down menu to the right, that's it, and then you've got your forward option. That's it. So what you'll now see, you've got your text box here, and if you scroll down in that text box, you've got the message that you're emailing.
Yeah.
Okay.
if I wanted to, like, to say I'm forwarding this email and I want to say, hi, this is an email from blah blah blah, just give them a bit of context. Where can I add that?
So obviously in the top here you've got the option to put who you're writing it to.
Yeah.
You've got the option to CC and BCC, and then underneath.
If I just click there.
Yep,
Oh, okay, cool.
it takes you into the
So
content.
I can put like, hello, received this today for you would want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then send it.
And then you send it. That's it.
Message sent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got that confirmation that that's been sent through. All right.
And then that will start left 30 seconds. Because
Yes.
that's what we set it to.
You set it to 30 seconds, so you've got that option, and then after that 30 seconds, that will disappear. The email's been sent.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So what we can do, if you know you're not going to recall it, we can just get rid of that.
Cool.
Okay. So let's just have a recap of what we went through. Sending emails. I think you were quite solid with sending emails and composing emails. It's just going through the options that you've got at the bottom to attach the files and to attach other bits to the email. Okay. Then we went through recalling an email. Okay, so this is a new function that you weren't aware of. Okay, in the ability to stop an email from sending, in terms of if you've made a mistake to the wrong person or haven't finished the email, you've got that time slot in order to recall that. Following on from that, we worked into more what you're going to be doing in your job role, which is the replying to an email you've got from a customer and then forwarding it on to your colleague who is responsible for that area. Okay, so what I've got here is actually the procedure of your job role in terms of receiving, responding and forwarding emails. Okay. So here we've got the for general inquiries. So you have to send a set response to back to the customer, and then you're forwarding it on to one of your colleagues, depending on which department or task it is required. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to send you an email. I would like you to respond to that email, and then from there I would like you to forward it on to who you think is appropriate. Okay, so let's send you an email first. Double check that is your email address. Okay. Okay, so I've just sent you an email referring to an aspect of your work. So when you receive the email, I would like you on your own to go through, read the email, respond to it using the text you're allocated, and then forward it on to the department or task that you believe is required. Okay, so I'm just going to observe from here. I think that's it. Okay, so you've got your who you're sending it to, yeah, you're responding, and you've got your set text. Okay, that message is sent. So now what I'd like you to do is to look through the departments and decide on which department you think this is most appropriate for.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so we can send it through, and then we've got the option of carrying on, or we can recall it.
Okay.
Okay, because this is only a test email. Okay, that's really good. So, how did you find that?
Yeah. Okay, it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So obviously that was just one email.
Mhm.
Pretty straightforward. I made it quite simple for you.
Yeah.
You did it exactly the right order. You responded first, so the client knows that you've received the email, and then your action in it, and then you forward it on to the correct department in order to get the right outcome for the customer.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. So that was spot on. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to do it one more time,
Mhm.
just to make sure it's really reinforced,
Mhm.
and then we'll be happy that you can go away and you'll be able to do that on your own.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to make this one a little bit trickier. Okay. Okay, right, so I've just sent you another email. What I want you to do, when you receive the email, I'd like to run through everything. Again, I will not say anything unless I need to.
Mhm.
Awesome. Again, spot on. Okay, so I'm pretty confident that you know what you're doing now.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you feel like this training has helped you navigate a bit better through Gmail?
Yeah, definitely. That undo send thing's gonna come in real handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is go away from today confident that you can use your Gmail account to do all the activities that you need to do, and that you can do it alone. All right. So I am happy to leave it there for today's training. Okay. So just looking through what we wanted to achieve today. So we had the we wanted you to be able to demonstrate sending, recalling and forwarding emails, okay, which you have done. Okay, you've done all of them in front of me and you've been very competent about it. Okay, so I've gone through everything. From my observations, I'm very happy with what you can do and what you've achieved. Okay, so now we're just looking on your training next time. So what if that's going to be? That's going to be externally. Okay. So like I said, I think earlier, we set that up for you, okay? So that's going to be on Microsoft Excel. Okay. So that's going to be your weekend training, and then that is going to encompass a bit more of your job role, so you're going to be a lot more confident in what you do. Okay? Yeah. So hope it's been helpful and everything, and good luck in everything. Okay, and we'll catch up after.
Thank you.